Well, my name is Zach Royer. I'm a certified field investigator with Kahuna Research Group, also a section state director with MUFON, Washington, and just a curious researcher that I want to talk about a possible Bigfoot encounter I had right at this location back in 2011. I think it was about January 2011, so about 8 years ago today. I think it was a Bigfoot encounter because I didn't actually see him. I just heard him, and then at the very end, a rock came flying out of the woods. So I really think, based on what I've heard and read, that it could have been a Bigfoot encounter. I'm here at Tamanolos Rock, also known as Big Rock, in Chimacum, Washington. I was here with my ex-girlfriend and her two sons, teenage boys, and we were walking to the Big Rock, which is a local feature here that I'm not sure if you can actually see it from here, but it's a giant rock face that is considered sacred to the local Native Americans. This is Native American land. They maintain this land, the S'Klallam tribe. And so back in January 2011, we were here for a hike, and we were coming in from the parking lot, which is down that way a bit. We were walking on this trail here, and we heard some loud footsteps off to the woods just beyond the tree line. So you've got some blackberry bushes here and some smaller bushes, but then you have a tree line back there. And whatever it was, we were hearing footsteps that were keeping track with us as we were coming here. And at first I didn't think Bigfoot. I thought a deer or a person kind of messing with us. And as we were coming in, we heard it. We went to the rock. We didn't think anything else of it. But as we were leaving, we heard it again, and it startled us a little bit more because at that point it felt like someone had been either watching or waiting for us. So then we got a little spooked when we started hearing these loud footsteps, which were really keeping pace with us, boom, boom, boom. So we started running. We just got scared and booked, and whatever it was started running with us along in the woods. You couldn't see it, and it was about maybe 4 o'clock, almost dark time, so it wasn't as bright as it is now. It's about 11 o'clock a.m. now. Anyways, it was keeping pace with us, running with us, and as soon as we got back to our truck, a rock came out of the woods. It made this whizzing sound and hit the truck right between Grace and Frisco. And I was driving, so I was on the other side of the car with Josiah. And that was basically what I feel was a Bigfoot encounter. So I have just had that in the back of my mind for a long time. I've always kind of wanted to know more, and so here I am on location today, and I hope to learn what I can. I am standing here with renowned researcher, Bigfoot researcher, Ronald J. Moorhead, author of The Quantum Bigfoot and
Voices in the Wilderness.
Voices in the Wilderness. Since reading about him and his book, I thought it would be fitting to ask him if he would be so kind to join me here where I had a Bigfoot encounter back in 2011. So I've kind of explained to you what happened and what I encountered. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Zach, I've been doing this for almost 5 decades now, and I've heard a lot of accounts of these things following people out of the woods or doing just what you say they did with you. If that was a Bigfoot, which you kind of assume it does, because nothing else can do those heavy footprints, heavy foot stomps, I guess is what you call it. So anyway, it's not surprising. They toy with people like that to see what you're going to do sometimes. Throwing the rock, though, at the end, it was quite interesting because they only throw rocks when they don't want you around that area. So something didn't want you there. It might have been because it was a little involved. It might have been because you got too close to something that they didn't want you to get close to.
Now, there were 2 teenage boys that were with me, my girlfriend and her 2 sons. Do you think maybe the presence of those younger individuals may have stirred up something like that? Like, have you ever known a group of campers or hikers with children to have an encounter, or is it always with adults?
Not so much. It's usually with adults.
Okay.
Sometimes just with one person. When one person's alone, you'll have those things happen. For you and somebody else to have it happen, that's pretty good. Because
Yeah.
you got corroboration.
3 other people
what
witnessed
happened.
it. Yeah.
It said how heavy those footsteps sounded and how it reacted to you guys and how it followed you, because that's just what they do. They do that.
Wow. I mean, it was so noticeable, the footsteps right here off in these woods. You can see the tree line. It was just off. And so here's the trail. And what basically happened is we were walking on the trail there, and just off the side we heard this loud steps stomping, and that was the most noticeable part of the encounter. Besides the rock whizzing, the loud stomping just didn't seem like a deer would have done that.
Well, bipedal too.
Bipedal, yeah. It did sound bipedal.
2 feet. Deer have 4 unless they're walking on the hind legs. Maybe a deer's walking on his hind legs. Real heavy deer.
Yeah.
Elk or something.
That wish I would have had you there with me on that day, because that would have been something. But I think we've talked before. You said you had a friend that lived in this area that may have had you've heard of other encounters here?
Yes. This is yes.
So wow. So this is a known hotspot or spot where Bigfoot has been seen or heard or witnessed. And again, we're here in Chimacum, just off of Anderson Lake Road at a place called Tamanoas Sanctuary Rock, known locally as Big Rock. So it seems like a fitting place for Bigfoot to hang out. What are your thoughts? Like, what do I do from here? Like, I feel like I've told you this story. I've shared. I mean, you tell people, but then what do you do after that?
You can't do anything. If they want to mess with you more, they'll mess with you more. It's really what they want to do. It's their terms, their time, everything like that. So you just kind of be yourself and enjoy yourself. And if they want to interact with you, they'll do something. Usually a toy with you.
Okay.
Like that to start with. If you hear some big bangs on a tree or something, that's kind of a note. If you know it's not somebody messing with you, and that's what you got to always think about: somebody messing with you, because this is a trail which other people use.
Right. That was my first thought.
Yeah. But when it's heavy like that, and I know what you mean by that, because I've had that by me next to me, and it's just concerning. That what is that? And so I explain a lot of that stuff in my book.
Yeah, so your new book is The Quantum Bigfoot.
Quantum Bigfoot. How they do a lot of the things that seems to be a mystery to us. And it is a mystery to us. It's other than it gets into the quantum physics aspect of the possibility that these things operate on a level that we don't understand yet. We have these abilities, I believe, that they show to people. Get into a lot of the abilities they have. But, what they are and what they're here for is probably very important. And I think people should research that and understand.
Where can people find your book at?
Amazon.
Your book's on Amazon.
Amazon or my website, ronmorehead.com.
Okay, so Amazon.com. It's called The Quantum Bigfoot by Ronald J. Morehead, and you can also find it at ronmorehead.com, Ron's personal website.
My first book it's my story, and it's called Voices in the Wilderness. It's also on Amazon.
Okay.
It comes with a CD, so when you get to the context of the sound I'm talking about, you can hear the actual sound, which, by the way, have been studied by professors and by professionals for over 40 years now. So it's quite compelling. It should be anyway, worldwide known to be accepted anyway by most people. These things, whatever they are, at least the ones I encountered that I recorded, have a spoken language, not like a dolphin, not like a whale. I'm talking about cognizant, sapient type language like we do, and only humans have that type of vocal mechanism that can do these sounds. So my theory goes into they are part human, and so I think DNA will show that out. They're not all the same. What do I think they are? Is that what your question was?
Yeah. What do you think they are?
Hybrid. Part human, part something else, but I think there's a alien component to them, probably a UFO type situation, which gets into ancient texts again, into Greek mythology, quite a bit of that. I think you got to put it all together to try to get a picture. That's what I've been doing for close to 50 years now.
Wow.
So,
and you can really read about his extensive research in his new book, The Quantum Bigfoot. I also recommend checking out his first book, which was called
Voices in
the Wilderness.
It comes with a CD.
Yeah, an audio CD of actual recordings that have been analyzed by professionals and audio engineers, and they conclude that it's just humans are unable to replicate these sounds. So I recommend you, if you've had a Bigfoot encounter, go to ronmoorhead.com or look him up on Facebook and tell him your story, and maybe he can, with his research, a lot of these mysteries can be cleared up, which is why we're here today. So I mean, I just want to know.
Too. We're here to eat lunch.
We're here to eat. So thank you again for taking the time to meet me here.
Thanks, and appreciate knowing you. Appreciate being here.
Yeah, thank you. This is a real special day and special spot. Again, this is a sacred site to the local Native Americans. It's known as Tamanawa Sanctuary Rock. And so, another question that just came to mind is, are Bigfoot or similar type of creatures, is there a connection between sacred sites that you've heard about or researched throughout your...
I think it's because they're not frequented that often, and maybe the ancient sites have more of a spiritual connection that us humans don't.
Right.
I say humans. Native Americans are humans.
Yeah.
No, it just seems like they are tuned into the earth. Native Americans are, and the earth that they have, this is their property. There's a vibrational frequency that goes on with the earth. There's a vibrational frequency that goes on with people. And when you can get that vibrational frequency in sync, I think there's more of an aptitude of communication and connection with these things. And I think that's probably what you did that day. You and your girlfriend, if they were sensing that, or if they felt that, because they're in vibration with the earth, I think. And that's why a lot of encounters happen at night, because our vibrational frequency, when you stop thinking, stop analyzing things, our frequency goes down and just couples right in. And you're out here in nature, and when you're with nature, you can become one with nature, and I think Native Americans were more than we are out here and running around thinking about stuff. And just stop thinking and just be. And I think you'll have a better chance that way.
Excellent. Well, thank you. And so like I said, if you've had an encounter or anything, leave a comment or get in touch, and we'd like to hear more of that story. So thanks again, Ron.
Thank you.